Week 2 race review. Could not upload the Daytona review. So, key points that I saw from this race was Alex Bowman, who started 4th, was not expecting him to lead 16 out of the first 17 laps from today's race. Plus, he kind of did fall off, but he managed to continue his consistency by finishing in the top 10 yet again, by finishing 8th, just beating Austin Dillon today. But Kyle Busch had one hell of a race today, even after the speeding off of pit road.
Penalty, right?
Yeah. It's like every time he gets penalized, he comes out.
He comes back and he finds a way to get it done, which is why Kyle Busch is now a 61-time winner in the NASCAR Cup Series, and a very, very historic day. Being that
Richard Petty.
Yes, Kyle Busch has now passed Richard Petty, the king of NASCAR, for most consecutive seasons with at least one win.
Yeah.
On a day where I think today's race was kind of bittersweet for a lot of race fans, seeing that it was the last time NASCAR is going to use the Speedway configuration for Auto Club Speedway.
And experiencing the abrasive
you will be missed, Auto Club.
Yeah, we lost Chastain. He just left off from Daytona. It's like just because he beat Bowen by 1/16 of an inch for the Stage 2 win, but comes out, sweeps both stages.
First time in his career that he had ever done that.
For rating this race, I honestly have to put it at 9 to a 9.5, because this race did show passing opportunities, less of Wreckfest. Like, the only Wreckfest that happened today was at the one restart, where it looked like
10 cars involved. There was Ty Gibbs, Christopher Bell, Briscoe.
It looked like Joey Logano, who was the control car, checked the field up, and more like towards mid-pack, calamity happened. And as Hendrick fans, just following all the Hendrick drivers, everyone's eyes was focused on Kyle Larson today, and that did not. Most people who had Larson in the starting
were very disappointed very early on.
Yes, I think no one was expecting Kyle to end up starting this race with what the broadcasters assumed was a engine issue. And he said, Kyle even must have said over the radio, I might have blown it up. It put it behind the wall, turned out it was just an electrical issue, that it made the engine sound like it was sick. It was just an electrical issue, but finished 15 laps down. Not a good points day, but at least he came out going full speed.
Yes, he was able to get those issues resolved, even if he did have to go, several laps down, and that shows to me why Kyle Larson is such a good driver for this sport. I mean, if I was behind that wheel, I probably would have given up at that point. It shows you, a lot of the grit and determination of a lot of these drivers and a lot of these teams, every week to go out there and try to race for as many points as they can.
Yeah, we don't know exactly what the points will be coming out of this week, as NASCAR is getting ready to head just northeast for
Las Vegas.
For Vegas. Kyle Busch is now the hometown kid, and then there's gonna be it will be Pheonix with 3 Pheonix natives home race.
J.J. Yealy, Alex Bowman, and
Michael
McDowell.
Michael McDowell is a bit closer to Pheonix because he's from Glendale, but Alex Bowman isn't too far from Pheonix either, from Tucson. But all 3 of those drivers are decently close to Pheonix Raceway. So, plus from the start, it looked with no practice, no qualifying, because of weather Friday and Saturday. Bowman's car from the start of this race looked like it was Greg Ives. From Bowman, the way he started, it felt like when Greg Ives and his crew rolled off that Cincinnati Incorporated 88 in 2020 for Jimmy's last year, they did not touch that car from practice until the race. That's it. So that's what Bowman's car looked like it was within those first 17 laps. So it just came out like a fucking rocket ship without even being touched. Even with no practice or qualifying.
Yeah. I mean, I think my rating for this race, since Jeremiah already gave his rating, I'd give it a 9. I'd give it somewhere between maybe an 8.5 to a 9. I think the quality of the racing was pretty good. A lot of guys were dicing it up. You know, we saw some good battles, but it just like I would have liked a little bit more entertaining battles for the lead, and maybe a little bit more for the win, since like whoever had the fresh air was able to kind of just sort of pull away, and Chase Elliott did kind of close in on Kyle Busch a little bit there. At the end, but I just would have liked to see a little bit more of like an exciting finish, or people be able to like challenge the leaders really.
Yeah, because Kyle Busch did not have that 9+ second lead that Bowen had in 2020, because Chase had a redemption year for the last year. The 2-mile layout of Auto Club. So when NASCAR announced that they are doing it going to a half-mile Auto Club, it's so that they could like add warehouses on the backstretch side. So, but the other thing I noticed that was weird about the track was the start finish line did not have the checkered pattern like every other track does. It had the title sponsor of the race down
Palo
as the
Casino or something like that.
Yeah, as the start finish line. I was like, that is so strange. There's no checkered pattern at the start finish line.
At the start finish line, right.
So, well, let us know what you thought of the Cup race was like for you guys. Right now, the Xfinity race is going on. I kind of did want to say the caution came out for someone hitting the wall with a cut tire, but I did not, because it will just feel weird in a race review, and yet giving an update on what is just happened in the Xfinity race. So yeah, that's our race review for Auto Club. Just like we said from the Daytona review that I could not upload on
Las
YouTube.
Vegas review either.
What?
Oh, never mind. We're not on the same page here. Never mind. We'll cut this out.
But just like what we said from the Daytona review, that I couldn't not get uploaded because YouTube is only giving me like a minute and 37 to 42 second clip when the entire review was 46 something.
Yeah.
Total. So, it's Vegas next week. Right now, I think the eyes for Vegas might be on Bowman because he is the defending winner at Vegas.
Joey Logano as well. He won the last fall race there.
Yeah.
Kyle Busch, the hometown favorite.
I was gonna say I'll put Bowman as a primary, but also have Kyle Busch as a backup because last year Kyle was upset that the final pit strategy failed out there because 3 out of the 4 Hendrick drivers went 2 tires on the last stop and jumped both him and Truex last year for a Hendrick win. Which that race had one heck of a battle the last couple laps.
Oh yeah.
So let's see if they could try to top that, or honestly the only way they could top that finish from last year is a 3-wide battle to the line on the last lap. That would top last year's finish. And really make it difficult for NASCAR to decide who won at the stripe, because then they would have to go into the photo finish camera review to see, for the timing and scoring, to see who nudged who for position. So, Bowman as my primary with Kyle as a backup, but Bowman will most likely have a bit more of keeping an eye on because of him being the defending Pentoil 400 winner. So, we could also say Joe Logano is also one to keep an eye out, even though he only won the playoff race, which does not count as him being the defending winner at Vegas.
He is good at Vegas.
If he does not send in a 3 and irritate a certain someone on the last lap. So, those are my picks for Vegas, but that race review will be a bit delayed due to spring break. So I don't know if you're gonna do.
So my primary pick, I'm gonna go ahead and say Kyle Busch. I think he's on a bit of a hot streak right now, and he's definitely gonna be driven to make RCR a better team than we've seen him. Kyle Busch, like they were saying on the Fox broadcast, is that kind of Dale Earnhardt-like driver that Richard Childress has been looking for a very long time.
Since 2001.
A very, very long time. And I think my backup pick will be Joey Logano.
Alright, so we got it. Bowman, Kyle Busch for all my picks, as Dylan is going with the
Kyle
two
Busch
rivals, the hometown hero versus the arch rival. So
it'll be a good battle to watch. It'll be a good battle to watch. Maybe they'll clash like they did in 2017.
Yeah.
It'll be cool to see. But
so
I think both drivers are a little more mature than they were back then. Now.
Yeah. Maybe Chase could maybe play a bit of a spoiler.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because he came out strong today. Because my main question was, will Bowman keep his outrunning his teammates? It turns out Chase came out of nowhere and shut me the heck up.
Right. Yeah.
Where the heck did Chase come from? Because he and William Byron both started 32nd and 33rd. So that was a safe place for them for the start of the race because they had no idea what the track was going to be like with the moisture on the racing surface. So, yeah, we'll see you all in Vegas. Not in Vegas.
Right, yeah.
Well,
Vegas and Pheonix.
Yeah, we'll probably do, when we get back from spring break with our notes for Vegas, we will do that most likely Tuesday, and Pheonix will be, Sunday after the Cup race.
The Cup race at Pheonix. So.
That's it for this race review, episode. If you guys want a refresher of ratings, I will put those at the beginning.
Maybe there'll be a little bit of graphics or something.
Yes, I will put previous rating graphics at the beginning, then put it also at the end. I'll just update each rating we give each race throughout the entire season. See you guys in maybe 2 weeks.
Peace out.